do think I do think Dak is basically the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys. All right. Are you ready to feed me a quick take? Even though we talk about it every week, you said I'm always waiting for something on this Packers team, right? So
Yeah.
they
You are like reactionary, I guess. That's I don't know if that's the right word or not. Where it's like
I'm digging
you're not
my
reactionary.
I'm digging my heels in is what I'm doing.
Yeah, you're digging it in, looking for something you haven't seen yet. Where it's like if you watch them, there's just something not working, and I don't know what it is. I'm not sure why they're having the issues that they are. I kind of pinpoint to Jordan Love, and I want to ask you this, Scott. If you could give Jordan Love, a max contract to come to the Giants, is that something you'd want to do?
55 million.
Yeah, would you want to pay a contract of that caliber to a guy
Not
like Jordan Love?
not to come to the Giants.
Well, that's the question I'm asking you. Say
No.
you guys are in the free agent market, Jordan Love's available. He wants to be a top five paid quarterback. Are you paying him that money?
No, I would rather roll with even beyond Dart. I when that contract came out, it was him, T. Law, and Tua all at the same time. I said,
I think they're all similar tiered guy.
well, I
That's the
think
issue.
I think, and this is where I disagree slightly. When those contracts came out, I said, first of all, none of them deserve it because they're all getting paid as if they're the best quarterback in the NFL, and I hate that that's how the market is, but I get it. Ultimately, though, the order I kind of gave it was Tua was the least worth it. T. Law was the second least worth it, and then I did think Jordan Love proved something. I mean, Tua, we have
Well,
seen
let me ask you
we have
this.
seen. Wait, hold on. But I'll just quick. I'll be quick about this. Like Tua, like we've seen the limitations and we've seen where we are now. So I think we know that wasn't deserved. T. Law, he did have that playoff comeback versus the Chargers, but they were notorious for collapsing. And other than that, he really hadn't done all that much. And so I was kind of wait and see with him, but it really hasn't. It's only been the same with him. Jordan Love really did come out and execute a really solid game plan against you guys. I'll give it to him that he had that game plan.
That's
But
what I was going to
that
ask
was a
you.
really young team. And then that 49ers game, he was phenomenal until the last drive.
I was going to say, if you're hanging your hat on the Cowboys game, that division, that wild card game, I would say like the defense we have now is not all that much different than it was then. We had glaring holes on the defense, and they dropped 50 on us. And that same thing kind of happens to us right now. Look how we make Caleb Williams look. Look how we made Bryce Young look. We can make any quarterback look great against our defense. That's kind of the issue. And if that's the game you want to hang your hat on with Jordan Love, I don't think it's a valid game.
Well, you could say that, but ultimately, it's not a regular season game. It's still, he's a young quarterback in his first year starting. He did get to sit for a while. And we've seen guys who have been in the league for years with far more draft capital, like Sam Darnold, get into the playoffs on a great Vikings team and fall apart. So when some guy shows me that he can be competent and execute the game plan in the playoffs, that's one thing. That's the first thing. That 49ers game, that team went to the Super Bowl that they played. And they were just as good as the Chiefs were against them, had every opportunity to win that game. If it didn't start raining, I swear to God, they were going to win that game. And
I love that they did.
they beat the Chiefs earlier that season. And so my whole thing is when Jordan Love is on, because he's inconsistent, I'll admit that, but his playmaking ability mixed with Matt LaFleur's play calling is like the perfect combination. Because all he has to do is whatever LaFleur says until Coach LaFleur is wrong and the other team is on their play call and he gets to extend the play. That is like Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. Now it's like a way lower tier. I think it's
I
like
think
Reid and LaFleur are kind of on the same tier, and Love is like here with Mahomes, but it's the same idea. Not everything is available to you offensively, and now that they have this run game, I think it's big. And then the thing is with the Packers is like they had these injuries that were holding them back. Devontae Wyatt still hasn't practiced. I mean that was the Week 7 report. Him and Van Ness were out. They were missing McManus. Um,
Van Ness is similar to like Mozzie Smith. Like he hasn't hit his potential.
Well, he's playing better this year. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that Micah Parsons is there now, and he doesn't have to be like he's the fourth option now. Now you're talking about Van Ness as a four. a first round pick. I mean, how many first and second round picks do they have on that defensive line? And this is like the Eagles last year, and I made that comparison. Micah Parsons, you have him, and then you have Rashawn Gary. So that's your edge duo. That's pretty filthy already. And then you got Devontae Wyatt and Van Ness on the inside. Van Ness is your 4, and then if they have like a nose guard, I'm actually not familiar with who that would be. But
They traded away Kenny Clark. That's their biggest hole right now.
But is it really a big hole? It is when you don't have Devontae.
Really?
When you don't have Devontae Wyatt,
Really?
It's a hole. But when Devontae Wyatt's in there, he fills in just fine.
But he hasn't really been all that great either, though.
But next to those 3, yeah, I mean it's like having Milton Williams. Like, I think if the Giants had Devontae Wyatt as our second defensive tackle, I would be over the moon. But it's we're talking about the Packers. We're talking about potential here. Like, this is something.
Yeah, we're talking about potential. That's about what we're seeing on the field. That's the issue we're having here. That's our disconnect.
That is the disconnect. But I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna rule out what I've seen from this coach, QB, and roster duo. I mean, they were the youngest team in the NFL when that happened. They have been accumulating to this point. Last year, I thought they'd go.
The Micah Parsons trade is going to probably get LaFleur and the GM fired if they don't get the job done.
I don't think
if they fail
him, though.
But they've been in the same spot year in, year out of like similar to Dallas, not being able to get over the hump. Like, you got to make a change, and they have new ownership now or they have a new GM now. Something changed with their ownership where this is what led to the Micah trade happening. They pushed their chips in on this to make something happen, and this is like one of the final straws for them to get it done.
I have a 2-part question for you.
Go ahead.
Excuse me. No, it's my 2 parts is, my first question is, do you feel like they improved last year with the additions they made? And my sort of attachment to that is, do you not sort of assign value to them playing so that defense, the way they played against that Eagles offense? How they were in that game the whole game. They had a special teams turnover, and they were down to, like, they had none of their wide receivers. Like, what was your takeaway from that? Was it they're in the same spot? Because I don't really see it that way.
See them being better. That's the issue. I mean, the Micah trade makes you a better defense, but offensively, which is my problem. Like, I'm not a Matthew Golden guy. I don't see him as a true number 1. So there's like you throw in a number 2 with a pool of number 2s. Like, that's kind of the disconnect we're having with the offense, where probably Tucker Kraft's your number 1 option on offense. If you want to beat the Packers,
I'm a believer in Golden. That's part of it.
I don't believe in Golden. I think that was a bad pick. I would have much rather have Luther Burden or I can't say Jaden Higgins. He's been pretty terrible, but Luther Burden's a guy I think should have easily gone before Matthew Golden in that draft.
It was a tough class to evaluate, and I think Golden probably a bit better route runner, maybe worse after the catch.
He got picked there strictly off the speed. We've seen that multiple times. Doesn't work.
But he's been pretty solid so far. Their 2 is Dobbs. They got Watson coming back.
I'm saying in college, though, Golden was a number 2 to Isaiah Bond. And when Bond didn't play, Golden didn't light it up. Like, he struggled. That's the thing with him.
Well, we'll just have to see. I'm not going to sit here and say that he's going to break out during the season. I'm not deflated. I'm just like, okay, this is a lot of wait and see with this Packers team, because
that's all you projecting. Got. Hey, let's see next week when they somehow pull it out last second against another bad team.
But no one's got more potential to I mean, do you not see what they did to the Lions week 1 when it was all there? I mean, they destroyed them. That's
a lot of hype with Micah.
So it's there. I mean, that's Super Bowl performance right there in week 1. That's
the Lions were also, going through their first game with a new OC and a new DC. So, and they were probably getting players back from injury still. So hard to judge that first game, because at this point we're all new. This is all like brand new teams now. At this point, now everything clicks for everybody. Everyone's on the same page for the most part. Everyone's dealing with injuries. We're all on the level playing field, I'd say.
But you think the Lions are now the number 6 best team, and the Packers beat
I
them.
think, yeah, I think the Lions are back to being the Lions. We
So
saw
if
the
the
Tampa.
Lions can get back to being the Lions in a couple weeks, then I think by the time the playoffs roll around, the Packers can get back to being what I think the Packers are, which is
No one else sees the Packers that way, though. That's just a you thing.
I don't think that's true. I think there's
I
a
see the
lot of
Packers as a seven seed.
I think that's kind of crazy. I mean, as the 7 seed is nuts. I mean, they might not win the
If they are
division,
a
but they're going
first
to be.
round, if they are a first round exit, I think LaFleur gets fired.
Yeah, I don't see that. I mean, it depends on who they're going to play, but they're definitely the best wild card team if the Lions win the division. But
It'll be real true cinema if Dallas got to play the
all right,
Packers as a 7 seed and beat them. That'd be true cinema.
let's just say we do.